This is a discussion on buoyancy. In the subject of fluid mechanics, you will find one chapter. Name of the chapter is buoyancy. Buoyancy and floating bodies, like that. This is the name of the chapter. So suppose we are starting with a problem. Suppose a wooden log, means a wooden body, say the stem of a tree, cylindrical stem of a tree. You know that if you put that tree in water, it will float. The wooden log will float in the water. So floating means what? Floating means some portion of the body will be inside the water and some portion of the body will be outside the water. And that condition is called floating condition. So it may be wooden, it may be made of anything else also. Okay, it may be made of rubber, anything which is lighter than water. So we are not talking about only water, we are talking about any liquid. It may be gas also, but for this lecture, we are taking the example of liquid. And we will ignore the effect of surrounding air. Because if you again take that example, the example of wooden log, when it is floating in water, some portion is inside the water and some portion is outside the water, but that outside portion of the wooden log, that is inside the surrounding air. Am I right? So there will be some effect of air also on the wooden log. But we will simply neglect the effect of air. The reason is that the specific gravity of water is very, very greater than the specific gravity of air. If we talk about the densities of air and water, density of air is 1.225 kg per cubic meter and density of water is 1000 kg per cubic meter. Means almost 1000 times heavier than air. Water is almost 1000 times heavier than water. So we will simply neglect the effect of surrounding air. So again come back to the problem. One body is there and that body is floating inside, floating in liquid. Some portion of the body is inside the liquid and some portion is outside the liquid. So here, by applying Archimedes' principle, we can analyze this problem. Some portion is inside liquid. That means that portion of the body, solid body, that portion of the solid body has displaced some amount of liquid. What is the volume of that liquid? Volume is equal to the volume of the wooden body which is inside the liquid. That much of volume of liquid has been displaced by the solid body. Okay. So that volume of liquid has some weight. That volume of liquid has some weight. That volume is the displaced volume of liquid. That volume of liquid has some weight. So when the body is in totally static condition, it is at rest condition, it is not moving. Okay. So in that condition, two forces will be acting on the body. One force is the weight of the body itself, which will be acting in the vertically downward direction, and another one is the weight of the liquid displaced by the solid body, and that weight will be acting in the vertically upward direction. vertically upward direction. And these two weights are same, weight of the body and the weight of the displaced liquid. These two are the same. The weight of the displaced liquid, this is force. This force is called buoyant force, force due to buoyancy. This force is called buoyant force. So this buoyant force will be acting in the vertically upward direction and the weight of the body will be acting in the vertically downward direction. And in static condition, both are same. Both the forces are collinear, means they are acting through a common line, a single line. They are acting through a single line. One is upward, another one is downward. And effect is resultant force is zero and the body is not moving, it is at rest condition. Okay. So by using this principle, we can solve any given problem from this chapter. So what will be the calculation procedure? Whenever a body is given and it is mentioned in the body problem that this much portion of the body is inside the liquid. So you first calculate the volume of the body which is inside the liquid. First you calculate that thing. Volume of the liquid which is inside the liquid. Say the total volume of the body is V. Say for example the total volume, entire volume of the body is V and mass of the body is M, small m. Okay, capital V is the volume, small m is the mass of the body. And the volume which is inside the liquid, say for example, that volume is V1, V suffix 1, V1. Density of the body is rho, density of the body, solid body is rho, and density of the liquid is rho 1. You assume like this, okay? Density of the body is rho and density of the liquid is rho 1, suffix 1 for liquid. Okay. Now, P1 is the volume of the displaced liquid. Then what is the mass of the displaced liquid? It is volume multiplied by the density of the liquid. So V1 multiplied by rho 1. The product of V1 and rho 1, this is the mass of the liquid displaced by the solid body. So what is the weight of this displaced liquid? You have to multiply that product with G. G means acceleration due to gravity, small g. So V1, rho 1, G1. That is the weight of the displaced liquid which will be acting in the vertically upward direction. And that is the buoyant force. So V1, rho 1, G1 is the buoyant force. Let us assume, let this buoyant force be denoted by F suffix capital B. F for force. F suffix capital B. B for buoyant force. Buoyancy. Okay. So F suffix B is the buoyant force. So FB becomes what? FB is equal to V1 rho 1 G. FB is equal to V1 rho 1 G. And what is the weight of the body? Weight of the body is, volume of the body is what? It is V. Density of the body is what? It is rho. So mass of the body is V into rho. Then weight of the body V rho G. So that is the weight. Say that is denoted by W. So W is equal to V rho G. And you know that in static condition, both the forces are same. Weight of the body and the buoyant force, they are same. Therefore, W is equal to FB. And W is what? It is V rho G. So in the left hand side appears V rho G. And in the right hand side, V1 rho 1 G. So in the both side, G appears. You divide both sides by G. So resulting expression is V1 rho 1 is equal to V rho. V1 rho 1 is equal to V rho. Using this expression, you can calculate the desired thing. Out of these four, there are four variables you can see, V rho and V1 rho 1, four variables are there. Three will be mentioned in the problem and you have to find the remaining one. Okay, this way the problem can be solved. If it is asked that how much, say densities are mentioned or specific gravities are mentioned, that means densities are mentioned. So specific gravities of the liquid and the solid body, these are mentioned. If the liquid is water, normally in the question, specific gravity of water is not mentioned because it is known to everybody, it is 1. Okay. So forget specific gravity, we will directly use densities. Again, ratio of the densities and ratio of the specific gravities are same. That thing also you can use. So for example, in the given problem, densities are mentioned, density of the liquid, density of the body, and the total volume of the body, that is also mentioned. If total volume is not mentioned, say mass is mentioned. So if mass is mentioned, density is mentioned, so mass divided by density becomes volume. So that way you can calculate volume. Okay. Somehow you will be able to calculate the volume of the body. If weight is given, then first you divide weight by G. So you will get mass. Then you divide mass by density of the body, you will get volume. So somehow you are able to calculate volume of the body. So densities are mentioned, volume of the body is mentioned. And you were asked how much of the volume is under liquid. So what is that volume? That is V1. So in the expression V rho is equal to V1 rho 1, you know this thing. Therefore V1 is equal to V rho divided by rho 1. So you can calculate V1. Right? If for the given problem, say the wooden log is not cylindrical, it is rectangular shaped or square shaped. The cross-sectional area is like a square or a rectangle. In that case, they will ask how much length of the body will be under water or under liquid. So that thing also can be calculated. In that case, length of the wooden log or the length of the body, rectangular shaped body or the parallel shaped body, parallelepiped type of body. So that will be mentioned. Right? That will be mentioned. So length multiplied by the cross-sectional area which is inside the liquid. Length multiplied by the cross-sectional area which is inside the liquid becomes the volume. Which volume? The volume which is inside the liquid. So that cross-sectional area multiplied by the length, that is V1. So cross-sectional area is how much? Say this is the base, say base length is B, and the depth which is under liquid, say that depth is A, small a. So A multiplied by this B is the cross-sectional area which is inside the liquid multiplied by the length of the body. Say it is L, small l. So that is volume. So V1 is equal to what? ABL. Your question is, you have to find out A, the depth which is inside liquid. Therefore, first you have computed for V1 and V1 is equal to ABL. Therefore, A is equal to what? A is equal to V1 by BL. Simple. Okay. Always this type of problems, you start from there. That very expression. V1 rho 1 is equal to V rho. Okay. You start from there. First you write that weight of the body is equal to buoyant force. That should be the starting line, starting point. And from there you proceed to solve the given problem. Okay. Okay. Thank you. If you have any queries regarding this lecture, you can write in the comment box. I'll try to answer. your questions. Okay, thank you once again.